I have some things to show you. At my desk getting a little bit of work done. The 2020 summer is quickly coming to a close. What a summer it was. Thought I would show you a few projects that I'm working on as I continue to prepare for the unknown. The 2020-2021 school year, whatever that's going to entail. So let me show you what I'm working on. So here it is, my final website, and by final, I mean it's gonna change 5,000 more times, but this is what we are working with so far. I have the coveted Bitmoji classroom represented on the homepage. Third grade rocks, all are welcome. Welcome to third grade. This is gonna be a one-stop shop place to find all of the information that you need. Think about it as almost a virtual syllabus. It has all of the information parents and families need. I did the hard part, which is actually create the skeleton of the website. And as I work with my team over the next couple of weeks, we will finalize all of these intricate details. But for right now, this is what I got. I have About Mr. Cohn at the top because who does not want to learn all about me? Have all of my favorite things. We have an information tab up at the top, which is going to give information about our schedule, what the day is going to look like, what you can expect. We have an assignments tab, which I'm going to break down by week. On the homepage of the assignments tab, I'm thinking of having just some resources and some tools for families. This will link right to our Google Classroom, which will house all of our assignments. Think of the website as the information hub that leads you to other places. Google Classroom is home to assignments, to grades, turning things in, passing things out. The news tab is going to be home to our classroom newsletter. Classroom newsletter is what I'm going to send out every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever I get to it. This will be sent out hopefully on a weekly basis, and this will be the template. So again, the hardest part of this is making the template, but once your template is made, you have it for the year. So all I will do is I will go to File, make a copy of the entire presentation, and just update it on a weekly basis. I will change the date. I will change this box where I put a little blurb about what's going on in the classroom, how's the week been, things like that. I have upcoming dates, the reminder of our schedule, learning foci for the week, September birthdays. This gives information about our house system. The second page is just where I'm going to drop photos that I've taken throughout the week. I'm constantly taking photos on my phone throughout the week that I just upload right here. Then when I look back at the end of the year, I have all of the photos saved in one place, makes it super easy and accessible for me. Also gives families an opportunity to dive into our classroom. Newsletter is one easy action step you can take to bridge the gap between families, students, the school, the classroom, all of the things. In my last video, I shared that the county has made a recommendation that schools suspend in-person schooling, essentially that you should start remote or distance for the upcoming school year. My school, even though that recommendation has come through, has still decided to move forward with the hybrid model that they have put forward. The hybrid model will look like having half of our students Monday, Wednesday, the other half Tuesday, Thursday, no students on Friday. So for individual students, it would look like coming to school on Monday, Wednesday, or coming to school on Tuesday, Thursday, and then having remote learning for the other 3 days of the week. From the teaching perspective, it would look like planning 2 days of in-person instruction with 3 days of remote instruction each week. We don't know what's going to happen, obviously. It's making me nervous that so many districts are choosing this remote distance learning option, but we're going back in this hybrid model. Even though we are a few weeks out, it appears that this hybrid model is going to be an option for a lot of families, but the district is also providing an option 2, a completely second option, which is 100% distance remote learning through January, essentially. You can opt your child into distance learning if that is a choice that you want to make. I think it's great that the district is providing the opportunity for families to hold their kids home if they feel like that's what's best for them and their family. So the district obviously needs teachers to facilitate this online learning experience, and they sent out an interest form basically gauging the staff, seeing who would be interested. I just went ahead and filled out that form, and I was thinking about it for a few reasons. I was pretty good at it. I feel very fluid with technology. Obviously, I post these videos, so technology is something that I'm very comfortable with, so I believe that I am able to provide a very high quality remote learning experience to the best of my ability. I'm not an expert by any means. I didn't go to school for providing remote instruction, but when it comes down to being fluid with technology, I feel like that's a major strength of mine and something that I would be willing to take on. Now, just because I selected that I would be interested in remote learning doesn't actually mean that that will be my reality. The district is going to gauge interest from staff, see how many students they have in each grade, in each class, and then make those pairings over the next few days. So stay tuned to find out if I will be selected for this remote learning option. I'm also thinking a lot about teachers who need that online learning option, teachers who have no other option but to be chosen for online learning. I'm very lucky and grateful that I don't have any health conditions that put me in extreme risk for returning to the classroom. Obviously, it's not ideal. Everyone is at risk to some extent, but I have no underlying health conditions that prevent me from being able to return to the classroom. I'm leaving it up to the district. If they want to choose me, I'm providing them with that option. I am making myself available to be there, to be someone to take on this virtual learning for students who opted into this second option. And if they need me to be in the classroom, part of this hybrid model, and they think it's the best case scenario for students to be in person, it's what we're going to do. I'm trying to the best of my ability to be flexible, to remain positive, to not let this entire situation get the best of me, and taking it day by day, remaining positive. Again, we don't know what the next 2, 3, 4 weeks is going to look like. Fortunately, my first day of school is not until September 8th, so we have 2 full weeks as teachers and staff and administrators to flush out what this year is going to look like, to really methodically think about all of the intricacies of the year. So hopefully, collectively, we can make a transformative, impactful educational experience for students. Many hours later from that last clip, I have received some updates from the district that I thought I would share. I've been notified that I will not be one of the teachers who will be doing the option 2 remote learning option. I will be one of the teachers who is part of the hybrid learning model. The plan is for me to be back in the classroom with students 5 days a week. I'll have students Monday through Thursday, no students Friday, going off of that hybrid model that I shared earlier in the video. My initial feelings and reactions to hearing that I will be teaching the hybrid model was a little bit nervous, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I have pretty much been in quarantine following physical distancing since March 13th. It's been over 6 months. It will have been over 6 months. Besides really going to the grocery store and seeing a few friends outside, it's been about all I have been doing since about March 13th. And now the expectation is that I'm returning to work 5 days a week, in a building, indoors, and my immediate feelings are just shock. My immediate feelings are fear, and I think that's really normal. The feelings are valid. But then I think about kids. I think about my students who have been home since March, who have had a particularly traumatizing and challenging experience being at home, and I think about how not being able to go back to school would just continue to add to that trauma and that burden. And what I am really sitting with, what I am really grappling with, is the fact that there's just so much unknown. Virtual learning, distance learning, it's not ideal. Kids are meant to be in a classroom. We know this. We know that the best place for kids to be learning is a classroom. But then I think about a pandemic classroom, and I'm left in this constant state of I don't know, and none of us know. But what I do know is that if you are going back to school in a hybrid model, or if you are going back to school 5 days a week, you're not alone. Your feelings of fear, your feelings of anxiety, they're real. Back in March, we were talking about inequity. We were talking about learning conditions. We were talking about how we need to be doing so much to turn our education system on its head. How we can never go back to that world. We can never go back to that system that we were all working in before. A system that was deeply rooted in inequity. A system that failed so many of our kids. We had a reckoning as a nation that our students deserve so much more. And as we begin this new school year, as we start this new chapter, I'm thinking about why I decided to become a teacher, why I decided to enter this work. Our kids need us now more than ever. And whatever your teaching capacity looks like for the upcoming school year, know that your work matters. Know that you are not alone. I'm so grateful for those of you who have been having this conversation with me about the type of work we need to be doing to ensure that all of our students have an education that they deserve. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.